Greetings, humans! Today, I present a Minecraft 1.17 castle. This castle is heavily inspired by the 20th century castle of Pelish in Romania. And when I first saw this castle, I fell in love with it. Everything about it. The colors, details, shapes, everything. So I wanted to build something like that. And this is the end result. Also, we are going to tour this castle since its interiors are entirely decorated. So, if you like what you see, consider subscribing. It's easy and free. So, let's get started. First off, you might notice some blocks are different, like this crimson wood here, which is completely red instead of the purple version of the vanilla version. And that's because I'm using a texture pack, the vanilla edits of Germsy Boy, made by Germsy Boy. I will leave a link of this resource pack on a pinned comment, as well as the lore download for this castle. As you can see, this castle is very, very detailed because it's a late century castle, not like the more Anglo-Saxon ones. It's very, very detailed. The woodwork on this castle in the original one, it's just impressive, really. I fell in love with it. There's so much details that I had to use banners here. So, without further ado, let's start our tour. So we start here at the front door. This is a very interesting corridor, I would say. I love the chandelier here. I saw this design of someone on Reddit or the internet, maybe Instagram, but I don't remember who made it, so I'm sorry for that. First off, we have here a big door. This is for the dining hall, as you can see, or great hall, however you call it. And I think this looks amazing, really. We have crimson wood here for the walls, like to simulate paper walls, very wealthy. Here we have the table for the guests to eat and drink and so on. And here is the king's and his partner dining area. So they dine on this table here, they drink some wine or ale and eat, looking over the guests. Also beautiful chandelier, love the chandelier, with the Germsy Boy texture pack. The vanilla edits, they have these little details here, so I love that. Also there's a balcony here, I'm going to show you that later, so you can overlook the dining hall. Is really cool, and some details overall. Here is the kitchen. So here's where they prepare the food for the dining hall and for big dinners and so on. Very simple, not much going on here. A lot of details and things to keep the kitchen busy. I think it's a interesting style. Here we have some larders for the food, for fresh food. Oh, let me show you something real interesting that I made here. This castle has a cellar underground here. So you go down here and bam, the cellar. So there's some all sort of stuff going on here. We have some herbs and vegetables hanging here, a lot of wheat and so on. I love the glowberries to make like hanging herbs and so on. More storage, things for drinks. Oh, this is really nice. I used block of amethyst to simulate grapes in a barrel, like when it's about to get squashed and make into grape juice. But instead of using another warp block, I used this block of amethyst. I think it works really nicely. I think there's some parts in the texture that look like single grapes and so on, and I think it works really well. Here we have some storage for the wine and so on, and here we have a room of the meat. This is supposed to simulate salt, not snow, although some castle owners would store snow to store things like meat, but in this case is salt, because salt helps the meat to preserve longer. Anyways, let's go back. And just around the corner here, we have the little balcony that I talked about. You have to go here, and bam, you have this lovely view from all the dining hall. Really nice, really nice. You can see everything from here. This is totally an accident, by the way, because this castle was built the outside first, and then I did the interiors, so nothing inside here was planned, just the outside. So that was totally improvised, and I think it worked really well, to be honest. Moving on. So let's go here. Also, lightning rods for candle holders. Yes, of course. Okay. I'm going to show you the Lord's room or the King's bedroom at last, because I think that's the most interesting part. So let's go here first. Here we have a weaving room. I think it's very interesting to have this in the castle. So wardrobe, storage, This is the thing they used to do. They used to take clothes and rub them in here to wash them. So a little bit of water, something to rub the clothes in, little hanging clothes, a loom of course, and a very interesting design made by me is this spinning bow. We have the wheel here for spinning, we put the strings here and so on, and this is the needle. The kettle is the needle. If you don't play in Minecraft 1.17 though, you can use end rods. I mean iron bars. They work as well. So anyway, let's continue. You have a stairway that goes first to this corridor here. This corridor leads to the barracks of the castle, because of course it needs to have security and guards. So this is the barracks, and I think this is very cozy. Again, I'm not going to show everything in this video, but the world download will be available in a pinned comment so you can explore yourself, as well as the resource pack. So here we have this little animal skin or animal hide as a carpet here. We have all the beds and the chests for individual storage, personal storage, little table there, and of course a pooping place. And it looks like someone ate too much beans. Yeah, they got a little furnace to heat up the place, and they have their own little kitchen. Very cozy again, I really like it. I use some weeping vines here to simulate herbs hanging again, and they have a lovely view of absolutely nothing, but it's a very privileged view because it's a balcony here on the outside. It's very, I mean, if you have something here, it would be very beautiful. If we go up again, here we have the servants' room. So nothing too spectacular about it. It's the servants' room after all. So they all have their each individual chest for personal items and beds. Beds in the medieval time. Of course, this is not very medieval since the 20th century, but having a bed, it's already a privilege and a sign of certain wealth. And of course, little place to poop, as always, and to wash your hands after cleaning up. Again, a stove to heat up the place, and that's basically it. Not much about it. They do have a pretty interesting view, and you see that's a thing in this castle. There's a lot of interesting views, especially for the lords of the castle. I think in the 20th century, having cosmetics and aesthetics is more important than defense and anything else. So they privilege that, like views, like this one for example. Here we have a bell tower, and you can see pretty much everything from here. This would be amazing in real life to come up here and look into the entire castle. You see there's more of these towers. So let's continue. Back down here again, we have a little door here that leads to the outside of the castle. And here we have a little woodswork station here for the woodworker. So they have a bunch of logs stored here. They have a bunch of things going on. Here it's like supposed to be a pencil, so they are painting planks here, and though that one is drying up, those ones are done. And these giant buttons here are supposed to be like little drops of paint that dropped on the floor. And nothing much going on here. There's a little smithing table here to simulate like a panel of tools to hang your tools and so on. And yeah, that's basically it. Anyway, now for a very interesting part, outside this door we have the king's yard. So here there is this beautiful view of every single part of the castle connecting together, and you have a little fountain here, some lanterns, a place to store wood, benches to rest, more benches here next to this little garden here, and oh god, I love this place. And these bricks here, if you're wondering, is just like double slabs. They are part of the vanilla edits of the resource pack, and yeah. So now for my favorite part, the king's dungeon, or the king's keep, or the king's room, I guess. So here it is, very big and imposing. So let's go on here. I gotta say, this is my favorite room of all the castle. The entirety of the castle, this is my favorite room. You could call it the living room or the gallery, like having lots of paintings and so on. We have a very French fireplace here. Here is supposed to be the little tools that you use to touch the fire there, and yeah, very nice. We have some armor stands here for decoration, of course, and this beautiful floor. I love this floor. We have note blocks here to detail on the roofs, and that's basically it. By the way, there is a lot of doors here. This is for the servants to come here and help the king if they need something or prepare some food. Here we have a spiral staircase, nothing much here. Here we have a little table for the servants, or maybe for even the king and his friends. This leads to the kitchen, of course. Here it is. Maybe this is for the servants. And outside here we have a little door to the outside, if nothing much to see. But here we have some fields. Very nice, very wealthy, may I add, having fields here. So you can go up there, or you can walk up here, walking up the fields, and that's it. This video is gonna get long. Oh, by the way, this is a tapestry. So it's a giant carpet hanging from the wall as a decoration. You know, a lot of castles did this, and a lot of Asian builds and Indian builds and so on did this. They would like have a piece of carpet that would have some sort of artwork on it, maybe just some patterns or just straight up artworks. I never tried that and I really like it, the idea, so I made one here. Anyways, going up the stair, we have the king's office / library. So here we have his stable to do his thing, do his research, write something, I don't know. We have some books here. This is supposed to be like a giant scroll, like a scroll of paper. If the king needs paper, he just like take that and cut a piece out for paper. Some bookshelves, more books, little table here. Here we have a bust using an anvil and a wither skeleton. I think it's really nice as a piece of decoration. Kind of cute actually. Oh, and here, if you saw my video on the snapshots, you would know that this is like little gems and jewelry on cushions. So maybe the king is researching like ores and stuff, I don't know. Or just collecting them in general. Here we have a balcony to see the yard here, the courtyard. Really nice, really nice. Love to have that. Fireplace, of course, to heat the place up. Another door here for the servants to come on. These corridors here, I have a lot of difficulty doing them. But this corridor here is mainly for the king to walk by here. So we have a balcony here, and of course this part over here that stretches all the way up here to have the most amazing view possible. You know, of course there's nothing here, but it's all about views. You know, it's a sign of wealth. You have enough wealth to spend on views. That's a lot, really. So you can come up here too. Oh, look at that, another tapestry. You know, you come up the door and see that tapestry with some balconies here and so on. You have a door here that leads to another balcony, of course. As I said, having views is very important of everything. It's a sign of wealth. Some flowers here and so on. And there's also this tower here that leads all the way up to the castle and connects to the bottom of the castle. So that's pretty interesting. So let's come back to the king's part. And there you go. Oh, there you go. So going up the staircase again, we will be on the king's bedroom, or as they call it, Cellars. And I'm really happy with that. Again, this time warp wood for the paper wall here instead of the crimson wood. Both work, but having blue on the medieval scenario, it's a sign of wealth. You know, having blue, especially purple. Purple is the color of the wealthy, and so I decided to use blue here. Oh, this is a lever that I used to simulate candle holders, since candles can float on air, but torches can't. So you can put a block, put a candle, and then put a lever down, and you have a vanilla candle holder. I really like this idea. I might do a video in the future showing off medieval build ideas. Here we have a mirror for the lady to look at herself, and here we have another balcony for the king to look upon the place. And again, love these views. I mean, like, such a wonderful place to look at. And here we have a very interesting room that is the ladies' room. So here we have a closet, we have some storage here for clothes, we have our armor stand here hanging her clothes, and this entire room is dedicated to the lady to dressing herself. She also has an amazing view here, another balcony, and this leads into another room that the servants can come here and help her dress up and so on. Here on the top of the spiral staircase we can go up and also have a view of the castle. This could be used for defense or just views in general, and yeah, that's basically it. Now, usually kings and queens have children, so here we have a children's room. We have beds here for the kids, 2 kids in this case. We have a fireplace with these wooden details, and in the original Palace Castle it has, like, again, a lot of woodwork details, and it's just mind-blowing, the attention to detail that it has. So I didn't want that. I didn't want this castle to have a lot of woodwork, but that's one of those things. Here's a little thing to protect the ashes and the fire to go into the kids. Very normal thing, that even the French had it. And the last room up here, it's like another living room, I guess, for the family. Very, very lovely room, shall I say. Very beautiful wallpaper, a room for everyone. The king can write something here and just spend some quality time here. They okay, so I tried to make a harp here, but it didn't go quite well. These are supposed to be the strings, you know. They like, a lot of ladies in castles had big harps like this one, but not as bulky as this one, of course. And the last thing I want to show you is coming up here in this corridor is the main tower over there that has the tallest view, and you can view all the castle. It's an amazing tower overall. So if you come here, there's this little sanctuary of something here. We have like a connection to the barracks here, and another balcony, of course. Another place outside. This one. Oh, this one's lovely. Oh, I love this one. Look at that. Foliage growing on, some little flowers here, and you overlook everything in front of you. Really nice. So let's go up again, real quick. Just climb up this spiral staircase, and voila! We are in the tallest part of the castle. We can look everything from up here. Look at that. Amazing. Really, really like that. Yeah, really nice. So this is the end of the video. If you like it, consider leaving a like. So that's it, and farewell.